Well, Blake Snell's back. That's about the best thing we could say on this Saturday. Dodgers forgot to wake up earlier for a game in Tampa Bay. It was 10 o'clock in LA. It doesn't work for the Dodgers. Anyways, we're talking about Saturday's game or whatever that was here on this edition of All Dodgers. Coming at you live from my home studio in beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers podcast, part of the Bleav Network, presented by, you see it right there on the screen, FanDuel. What is going on, party people? I'm joined today by Kevin Skinner. Give him a follow, Skinner7 Kevin. And as you can tell by the tone of my voice and just our general overall demeanors, it's not a fun game. It's not a fun game, even in the slightest. Guys, sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think about this game. Get some voicemails in as well, 562-373-4095. We got the voicemail hotline open. It is Saturday, so it's no holds barred. You can say what you want, and I will say this team fucking sucked today on offense.
Yeah, put me to sleep. Ruined my Saturday.
Yeah. By the way, great hat tip to Kevin for a great title on this particular video and episode. Blake Snell looks great in return. Dodgers offense ruins our Saturday. This ballpark is stupid, by the way. Like, yeah, the Dodgers didn't score. They didn't take advantage of the ballpark even slightly. But Yandy Diaz, come on, man. What are we doing here with these little chip shot dingers? That was annoying.
Yeah, what's really funny is so Yandy Diaz's first home run obviously was a homer in only that park, not even Yankee Stadium. The second one was a homer at, I think it was their Wrigley and whatever they call Minute Maid. Or no, it was their Yankee Stadium and whatever they call Minute Maid now.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. It's like Dakin or Dakin or something.
Bacon?
Bacon.
Yeah.
Mookie's flyout would also have been a home run at whatever they call Minute Maid now. So I walked away from this game going, what the hell are the dimensions of Minute Maid Park?
Make no sense.
They make none sense. So, yeah, that's the best thing I thought of during this game. That's where this offense in this game had me. I was wondering about the dimensions of Minute Maid.
That's bad. That's how we want to spend our Saturday, as we're not playing tennis today. Sergio
I played
Sounds
tennis today, just didn't have lessons.
Oh, got you. What a good
That.
Were you crying in your kitchen? Can we confirm?
No crying in the kitchen. The kitchen's a no crying zone.
Mike Carrillo still thinking that maybe the lack of trade deadline activity didn't help this team because we didn't see an Alex Call in this game. We didn't see Brock Stewart. So I haven't seen Brock Stewart yet. I think I don't know. Like half paid attention to this one at some point today. Like it was not a fun game. Not a fun game overall. Blake Snell, outside of it being a stupid ballpark, looked really good. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is what they deserve over there in Tampa or whatever. Joseph Garcia, this was a good point. So that bases loaded, Teoscar Hernandez, like I don't think he was ever looking at the play because he was dogging it down the line. Maybe he could have made that play look a little bit closer because it took a while to get that ball turned, at the keystone there at second base. High throw to Ha-Sung Kim. But yeah, he just kind of had his head down and was like, whatever, I hit into a double play. It is what it is. Mookie, people have some issues with Mookie. You've been our voice of Mookie kind of on the channel. I didn't even really realize it, but even the defense, not that his defense cost anything necessarily in this game that I saw, but defense hasn't been as crisp for him at second base or at shortstop, and he's just plainly still not running into a lot of luck when it comes to baseball, finding grass and finding seats and all that kind of stuff. Where are you at with Mookie right now?
Yeah, he's a tough watch. He's like 0 for his last 14 right now or something like that. Mookie Betts is missing.
It's an Amber Alert for Mookie Betts as Michael in the grid.
Yeah, you could find him on the side of a milk carton currently. It's tough though. I mean, almost as only counts for horseshoes and hand grenades, but like Mookie barely missed that home run. He smoked the ball to third, and Junior Caminaro made a great play at third base. I mean, he's been hitting the ball harder. It looks like he's trying to get it on the ground more because he's been pulling it on the ground more. There's been slightly less pop up, but yeah, we're just gonna have to suffer through it. It's the point where Mookie's season's gonna be bad. There's no way he can salvage the stat. That's just a plain fact. It's unfortunate. I mean, for what it's worth, I think after the career he's had, he's allowed a bad season. But what you have to look for at this point are the small signs that he's going to find it come October. That's literally all you can hope for, because right now I don't think there's any amount of production at the plate that could salvage this. And there's really right now no sign of him like turning on an absolute cheater, which sucks.
It's a really funny comment from Johnny Owen. Did Mookie retire? Wow. OCJ asking a good question, like, or I don't know if it's technically a question, but making a statement here. We need to reevaluate that leadoff spot until Mookie gets better. You know, I was somebody who was an advocate for him moving down in the lineup, not up in the lineup. And I'm feeling a lot more.
Somebody wanted him in the leadoff spot.
Move him to the 10th spot, confirmed. So you have all the Mookie power. You're the guy who put him at shortstop. You're the guy who got him moved up to the leadoff spot. You need to figure out a way to get him down to like the 5 or 6 hole, and hopefully that's some sort of kick in the pants that he needs to kind of get going. But kind of agree with you, and we've said it here and there. You know, man, it might just be one of those seasons where it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I still like Shohei. I mean, we could move Shohei back up to leadoff. As somebody who has a background in science, I'm willing to change my position when presented with new evidence. And the new evidence being Mookie batting leadoff has not helped him at all. So I don't think they'll do anything tomorrow. My guess is tomorrow they're going to run out pretty much the same lineup, except Will Smith will be back in it and maybe Tommy Edman. But I wouldn't be shocked if come the homestand, Shohei's batting leadoff, Will Smith is second, Freddie's third, Teoscar's fourth, and then Mookie's batting like sixth.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if that's something they look at in the homestand, because I think Dave can have that conversation right now with Mookie and say, look, we've tried. It didn't work. We need you to move down just to figure some stuff out. That's it. We still believe in you. We trust in you because you're Mookie freaking Betts. But we need to get you in some lower leverage situations so that you can maybe just take the weight of needing to be the spark plug off his back, because I think that's where we're at right now. I just don't think it'll come tomorrow, but I think sometime during the homestand, unless Mookie goes like 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, I don't think that's going to happen. Richie, why not make the change now? There's a thing it's a series. Let him just
get through that series.
Just get through the series, get back home and have that conversation at home. Like, don't have that conversation tomorrow and then it bleeds into tomorrow and then it bleeds into a plane flight and it's just like really awkward the whole time. Like, land back in LA, have that conversation in the clubhouse, and where Mookie's comfortable and everyone's a little more comfortable. But yeah, I'm ready for Mookie to slide down and maybe try Will Smith batting second, Shohei back at leadoff.
Yeah, just give this team a little bit more
thump at the top.
Thump at the top. There you go. People that actually, have something going on with the baseball bat in their hands. If it helps people.
Freddie's looking good. Freddie's looking good now.
He was my pick to click for the series, and so far so good for Freddie. They couldn't string anything together. I think the lineup with the guys who are on and the guys who are off is too disjointed right now. You can get away with half the lineup doing well, and as long as they're all together. But if you can't string anything together or keep the line moving, you're going to have a bad time. If it helps people feel better, looking at the latest FanDuel odds for winning the National League West, they're still heavily favored, minus 900. So does that mean anything to anybody? I hope that means something to somebody. Padres get a little better, though, plus 600 on those odds. Not that means a whole lot. What I love on the odds, though, is there's not even a visual of the Colorado Rockies. So I appreciate FanDuel for making sure that the Rockies are out of there. But hey, you got like $5, throw it on the Diamondbacks. They are plus 30,000 to win the National League West.
I will say an interesting point on those odds is actually before the stream started, those odds were at minus 1150
for the division,
for the Dodgers to win the division. Now they're at minus 900. So people are seeing what we're seeing, which is fine, but they're still heavily favored. But just, a little bit of movement, it's not all about, if you're looking at a curve, it's not about getting from point A to point B. It's how you get there.
Yeah.
So this just might be a really weird, but the pitching, like at least we can hang our hats on that. If we want to flip to, optimism time. I don't know if you want to get to that part.
Let's listen to a couple of voicemails and then we'll be optimists, because we know the voicemails aren't going to be the most potentially aren't going to be the most positive.
No.
So we got this one might be Noah. I didn't title him, but let's listen to this voicemail.
Well, what up, guys? It's Noah, as you know.
It is Noah.
And I gotta say, guys, after thinking about the trade deadline, I say we are good, guys. So essentially, our team is like a burger. Really, all the trade deadline was to add a few extra ingredients, make our burger a little more juicy, such as bacon, tomato, and lettuce. However, though, because of the off-season we had, our burger was pretty good. All we needed was a few add-ons, like maybe grilled onions, and that's what Friedman delivered. Versus other teams when they actually needed to start over and didn't have a good patty. But going back to the metaphor of burgers, our main patty is the MV3s and our starting pitching. At the end of the day, no matter what we did the trade deadline, it's all up to the patty to execute and taste good. So that's all I gotta say, guys. But as you know, fuck the Dodger Stadium parking lot, fuck Fernando Tatis, fuck my Machado, fuck Mike Shield, and for love of God, fuck a Ghost Runner. See ya.
I appreciate that, Noah. Make sure to get the Mike Schilt in there. Burger analogies. I feel some people are going to say that the trade deadline was a nothing burger.
Yeah, I got plant-based burger, overcooked burger. There's a lot of burger analogies.
There's no beef.
Right now.
There's no beef there from Mike M. Yeah. Where's the beef?
Yep. Where's the beef? Could be a protein style. There's no buns. It's just lettuce.
OCJ says, Noah, that's your best call. Big time burger boy there is Corey. We got a voicemail that happened, I think, very early in the game or before the game from Denny Cortez. Let's hear what Denny had to say.
What's up, Clinton Nation? This is Denny and Eric Cortez calling to say what's up, giving a special shout out to producer Kevin in the kitchen. Just want to, recognize that you've come a long way with your music knowledge of the 80s bands, especially Dio, formerly known as Dio. Give a special shout out for that, and go Dodgers.
A little bit of Rip Dio in there for your chat in the morning. And then there's another minute of the voicemail because I think she forgot to hang up. So we got that going for us. Nice. But guys, you really got to listen to the whole show to know about our Lord and Savior Dio. And we have Richie, who called in just after the game. Let's hear what Richie thought about this game. Well, it will be. It was a good game.
Well, hey, Clint. Happy Free Richie Day to you.
Happy Free Richie
Day. It's been a rough week for yours truly. My mother finally confessed to me that I was so ugly as a baby. She used to breastfed me through a straw. But I digress. So let's talk about the offense today, shall we? Once again, the offense was a no-show. Shohei Ohtani has been a mess hitting in the second hole. And he's been so bad that even Michael Conforto can't believe how bad he looks. The Dodger offense has been racking up strikeouts faster than I can crush tacos at Taco Tuesday at the local Taco Bell. And finally, let's talk about the trading deadline. We got just enough. We got Brock Stewart, who's going to be huge for us in the bullpen. Alex Call, don't know much about him, but I did see some things on watching his highlights on YouTube, and he looks like he's going to be a good dude for us. Other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot for little Andy F to do at the trading deadline. We essentially got what we needed. Freeland's been great at third. And now we just have to be healthy. We're just going to have to play to our potential, that the Stars are going to have to play by stars, and essentially that's what's going to get us through. We're going to live and die with what we have. And then if we can't get it done, well, you know what? That's on them, and it's going to be a long off season. And as far as and all this dry humping and all of this electricity around that the San Diego Padres, just kind of consider this. The reason why the Padres had to make so many changes, because that's how fucked up their roster was. And every year, A.J. Preller makes all these moves, and they say how great of a GM he is. Well, look, if you're such a great GM, then why are you making these moves every year? It's because you trade away your farm system everywhere, that you gut it out. And let's be honest, the only reason why that you're really doing this is to save your ass because your contract is next year. So fuck the Dodger Stadium parking lot. Fuck Manny Machado. Fuck the Padres. Fuck Tatis, Profar, and Mike Schilt for that matter. And for the love of God, fuck the Ghost Runner. See ya.
Our friend Richie had a lot of things to get off his chest. I wasn't expecting to get a whole lot of A.J. Preller today, days after the trade deadline, but I get it. Of course, the Padres did all those moves. The Dodgers didn't do very much. I think a lot of us share that opinion. The Dodgers didn't need to do a whole lot. But what some of their players need to do is remember how to be good players, living players. There's one for you. Kevin, thoughts?
That's what it's going to come down to. You can make all the trades in the world, but you definitely, don't. You're not going to win if the guys you got. You're not going to win if the guys you got just don't perform. Like, that's just kind of the bottom line. Because they're not going to trade Mookie, you're not trading Freddie, you're not trading Show, you're not trading any of those guys. But if those guys aren't who you can, the back of the baseball card, like Dave likes to say, if they don't play even close to that, then it doesn't matter. So, I'm so.
This is one of those ones, guys. I mean, obviously, this isn't the most exciting version of our show today, the most exciting post game we've ever done. It was one of those like ho-hum games where, yeah, it sucked. It was a crappy game. It was a loss. There was no offense. We're going to talk about the positives and Blake Snell in just a second, but this capped off with a busy week. Like, I think everybody's just kind of feeling the drag of this summer going forever and watching this team just not play super crispy baseball for such a long time. It's strange. And yesterday they looked really, really good. Like, there was some timely hitting, moving runners over, all of that kind of stuff. Was Miguel Rojas in the lineup today? I seriously.
Yeah. He had a bunt single.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was at third and then didn't come home. As I say, we just need more Miggy Rowe in there, but that clearly wasn't the fix.
Miggy Rowe batting leadoff.
Hey, we got a super chat $4.99 from 21 Eric _LA says, hey guys, you think Ohtani is still dealing with the surgery he had this offseason? Do you think it's messing with the swing? I don't think so, because he hit so well in the first half. What I will say is there's been kind of that correlation to when he started pitching, and since he's been pitching, he's hitting .213, but with a .525 slug. So the OPS doesn't look bad because he has 13 dingers since he started pitching, but only 30 hits. And what is that? 16 of those 30 hits were of extra base variety. So there's not a lot of singles in there. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. It's the whole feast or famine for Shohei Ohtani, and that's tough when you got him feast or famining, and then Mookie at the top or the 2-hole not really doing anything. You're not going to have a good time all that often.
Yeah, Dave. So, two things. One, we know Shohei is a really streaky hitter to begin with, so he's going to have these stretches where he strikes out a ton and doesn't exactly look very Shohei-like. And then you also had Dave's comments. Either yesterday or the day before, where he's saying he's just noticing Shohei's taking his swings getting a little long again. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of the short swings, which is what he was doing really well with last year, roping more doubles, stuff like that, getting on base and stealing, which I know was a bigger part of his game last year, obviously. Dave mentioned that the swing's a little long. So it could be a combination of, I'm sure one bleeds into the other. Those long swings are making him more prone to a strikeout. It is leading to a feast or famine approach. maybe Shohei needs to, shorten his swing up a little bit. I don't think, to the question though, I don't think it's his shoulder. His shoulder is fine because he was leading the league in OPS, or he still might be leading the NL in OPS. So I don't think, Matty Man 5 Shohei wouldn't have 38 homers plus hurt.
Yeah.
So
it's not the issue. I think
his just swings just a little long again. Although the last strikeout he did shorten his swing a little bit. So I don't know. Either his helmet got tighter or he stopped swinging out of it. At least I'm not sure which.
Something like that, right? I mean, if you're looking at an 860 OPS, you're like, that's a hell of a ball player. What Shohei is doing is like very Max Muncyan. But I think we want Shohei to also find some singles, find some more grass, be closer to a 300 hitter, which he's just not right now. And still overall having a good season, probably still, I think we talked about it yesterday, like an odds-on favorite to win NL MVP again. And sure, him going both ways, pause for effect, helps him out with that when it comes to pitching and hitting. But that's the frustrating thing, is that you can't pinpoint any one thing. It's not just Shohei not hitting. It's not just Mookie not hitting. It's a little sprinkle here and there of all of it, where it's hard to fix that kind of team, and it's difficult for us to like kind of just sit here and always need to like write it out, because it's frustrating, It's like, fine. Well, they're eventually going to figure it out, or they're not. We're going to be very annoyed early on in October. We got another voicemail in from Alexander Rose.
Here, Alexander Rose, back with another voicemail. It's been a little while, I know. But I was going to say good morning, but the Dodgers lost, so it's not so good. On the other hand, I do think Blake Snell did look good today, just kind of got the bad end of the stick because of this minor league ballpark. That's going to happen. I think he's pretty set and well on doing his job for the rest of the season, and we're going to be okay in that. Bullpen is looking great. Banda's really stepped up, I feel like, most recently, the most. And for the offense, I'm going to be honest, man, Teo is the biggest concern for me at this point. I don't know what it is, but Teo just all season has not had it. Same with Mookie, but Mookie's, had issues, so it is what it is. Conforto's turning around. Others are turning around. But Teo, man, get your shit together, bro. All right, anyways, love you guys. Bye.
We love you too, sir. He mentioned in there, Alexander Rose did mention the return, as we've kind of mentioned a few times, the return of Blake Snell. And outside of it being a really, really stupid ballpark, that return, I have it somewhere here. The return for Blake Snell from this is a tweet from his best friend, David Vassay. I mean, hell of an outing. 5 innings, no walks, 8 Ks, 19 swing and miss on the Rays, where the Rays aren't the best team in the world, of course. But, no Yandy Diaz and no stupid ballpark. And, he might have still lost this game because the Dodgers didn't have any offense. But that's what you want. No team, I'll say it again, no team got to add Blake Snell to their starting rotation after the trade deadline. Sorry, one team did, and it was only the Dodgers. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like grasping at straws when we're trying to find something positive. You're reaching for something positive, but that is something positive.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a reach to say that Blake Snell had a great outing. The characterization of Blake Snell has always been effectively wild. He's going to strike guys out and he's going to walk. Well, he struck guys out. He didn't walk anybody. So you love to see that from Blake Snell. Mm-hmm. His changeup looked absolutely filthy today. That changeup was playing off his fastball so well. It was a strike until it wasn't. The Rays just couldn't figure that pitch out. He had command of his fastball. He was burying his slider. He had a feel for his entire arsenal. And as we mentioned time and time again, if it wasn't for that, just the ridiculous porch, he walks out of there 5 clean. And that's really encouraging. And if we get this Blake Snell moving forward, yeah, sign me up. And you piggyback that with what Kershaw did last night, man, like this. And then you have Yamamoto going tomorrow, which The Dodgers are heavily favored to win that game with Yamamoto on the bump, according to FanDuel. I think they're like minus 180, and today Blake Snell was minus 163. Like, this rotation is really coming into form, and we're kind of reaching. It happens every year, reaching that time of the year where it's like, okay, the rotation's getting it done. We need some complementary baseball now. Offense needs to do a little bit. They need to give these guys some run support. Like, when you have 3 aces on the team, like they kind of looks like they do right now, the Dodgers offense can't treat them all like aces and give them 0 run support. Yeah. They need to step up, because I loved what I saw from Kershaw and Blake Snell last 2 nights.
Yeah, pitching has not been an issue. I need to pull up the numbers here, but we talked about it, I think, a little bit yesterday, a little bit coming out of the trade deadline day as well. Over the last few weeks, the bullpen has been really, really effing good. We argue it got better with Kirby Yates going on the IL yesterday, but they have been so locked down. The starting rotation is, I think today they pretty much all but officially said Emmett Sheehan's going to take over that number 5 spot for the foreseeable future. Justin Repleski looked so good in relief yesterday, and knowing you have all of these arms, it almost feels like the Dodgers of about 20 years ago, something like that. I guess the 2005 team really sucked, but those 03.
The bullpen in 2005 was pretty good.
No, it was also quite bad. The 02, 03, 04 teams, mainly the 02, 03 teams had really good bullpens, but no offense. I'm kind of feeling that again a little bit right now with the struggles there. But to have all this pitching, it's a very nice thing to have, but you're not going to win a lot of ball games if you can't score any runs. It's crazy how that works, and they can't. So try to make like a Sandy Koufax reference here. It's like, because even the 1 run, the Dodgers right now kind of can't get away with just 1 run or whatever in this day and age people score. But whatever, I'm grasping at straws with this. But hey, I feel good in knowing. Favored to take the series tomorrow. That's the important thing. Yamamoto on the bump, early game, 9 a.m. LA time, and then they fly back home for another homestand, immediately welcoming the Cardinals. I think the Reds are mixed in there. Some giveaways, Roki Sasaki, bobblehead night happening, all that kind of stuff. That's just baseball, to borrow from our friend Manny Machado. Yeah. That's just baseball.
It's just baseball. Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Alexis Diaz. He's pitched pretty well.
Been solid.
His three appearances since coming back from AAA. The first appearance was mixed because he inherited bases loaded, and then gave up a 2-run single. And that's not necessarily his fault, but to his page, he hasn't given up any earned runs, and only 2 hits. Like, he's looked better. And I don't know if, he's got a long way to go to be, somebody you just pencil in for October, but he's starting off well right now.
Yeah.
So, a low leverage spot. It's just, kind of nice to have like, oh yeah, the 6th inning. Yeah, we could throw Alexis Diaz out there and just see what happens. And you don't immediately think, oh, he's just going to serve up like a 3-run homer. So,
yeah. Considering he's another one of those dudes, like a scrap heap type dude. Yeah. I love what I've seen out of him. I like him in this bullpen more right now than Kirby Yates. Of course, they spent a good amount of time, a good amount of money on Kirby Yates to be somebody who's a solid back end of the bullpen option come October, but that doesn't always pan out that way. Sometimes you have to make some moves and pivot and change things, and if it ends up being Alexis Diaz and Brock Stewart getting these big timeouts or something in a postseason game, I don't care who gets it. Just get us 11 wins in October. I don't know if people saw it, but old pal Joe Kelly was facing his one of his smaller sons in a bullpen session today at a pitching complex. Of course, Joe Kelly may be one of those guys who could potentially come back and make a difference. Mark talking about the Roki Sasaki bobblehead, poorly timed bobblehead. He's somebody too who could be an option to help his team off. Yeah, he should be facing hitters this week, right? So. Yep. Team's going to keep getting slightly better, but it's going to survive, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like just kind of, obviously it's going to, You don't want it to be just open tryouts because you got to win games. They got to win games because they got to, hopefully win the division and hopefully get a first round bye. That's counting chickens at this point. But I wouldn't hate, giving these guys an opportunity to figure out, okay, who's the best, 13 pitchers we can bring into the postseason. And if Roki Sasaki, I would be totally open to the idea of Roki Sasaki is one of them coming out of the bullpen because his 2 pitches really play out of the bullpen. Once he gets a third pitch, we can start talking starting rotation or a better third pitch. The slider does not play right now.
And if he's back to throwing his 100-mile-an-hour cheese, that splitter's going to play a whole lot nicer. But I'll leave it with Bry Fieri here. Great name. Says, God, do they look awful at the plate right now. Yeah, they do, and it's bumming me out, as you can tell from this edition of the show. We do appreciate you guys bearing with us on this. It's not always fun to do these kind of therapy games or whatever, but I feel like we got something out of this. Hopefully you guys feel the same way. We'll have content again tomorrow on the channel. Jeff will be back doing something. I should remind people, I don't know if I actually said it out loud here, I will be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, so that I won't have a Saturday stream. I don't know what the boys are planning yet, but we will still have content going
Dad's
around.
gone. We're going to party.
Something like that. Light switch raves, everybody. That's what we're going to be doing. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us here on the Saturday. The Dodgers can't lose again today, so go make your Saturday better than it's been already. I am Real FRG on the social medias. That guy is Skinner7 Kevin on the social medias. Give him a follow. All Dodgers is presented by FanDuel. I also want to shout out my friends over at Pie Living because I haven't done that for a little bit. Check out this grill. I'm bringing this up with me camping this weekend. Pie Living Grill.
Wieners with you?
We are doing a wiener night. You get $50 off the grill. This Pie Living, this is a battery operated pellet grill smoker. It is really effing cool for your roasts, your other things. It's also really cool for your tailgate as you see me playing with my wieners in the backyard. But Dodgers 50, you get $50 off the purchase of the grill. Visit pieliving.com for more information, but we will see you on the next one of these. Okay, bye.